Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
We already have 7 people.
Yes, I see this. Welcome, guys. So I'm Rebecca Dragonheart, and I am a psychic medium. I've been doing my work now since 1993. I was on yesterday, and a few of you guys did send in some donations. So we have our list here. If anybody who was on yesterday, if you pop on today, please put your name in with your question and that you did do a donation yesterday, okay? All right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting a few people on so far.
For sure. So just so that you guys know, I am focusing on my children's book as well. And a big part of that is because I have a push until the end of June. We're trying to sell 2,000 copies or pre-ordered of my children's book, The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. And right now we're at 41 copies. So it's a far cry from 2,000. So my children's story is literally what it sounds like. The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. It's the soul from the other side coming into incarnation and what that looks like. So it's a really good book to help keep your kids connected to their spiritual self. And so with my lives, we're doing donations or pre-orders. So if you want to pre-order yourself a copy, you can do that through either my website, which is www.rebeccadragonheart.com, or you can go directly up into my link tree under donation and just go right there, okay?
All right.
All right.
We do have our first question here from Mikola Pomowski, who did donate yesterday.
Okay, perfect.
Her question is, my husband and I are having issues conceiving. When will I get pregnant?
Okay, so I'm hearing that it's going to be early next year for you, honey. So everything in its timing is what I'm hearing. Get yourself, your body balanced. It feels like there's a hormone imbalance or some kind of imbalance for you, okay? So you may just have to change up your diet a little bit. Go see a doctor if you want to, but it feels like you just need to balance your hormones a little bit, and I feel like it's going to be early next year for you guys.
All right. Yeah. Our next question here is from Rebecca, who asks, will I get approved for my disability this month?
So I'm hearing it's going to be a couple of months away still. So just, it is going to be approved, so don't panic. It's just taking a little longer than usual. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Ilya, who sent a donation yesterday.
Perfect.
And her question is, will my husband Frank get hired this week for the job, and will they call today? Thank you.
So I do feel like there is a job opportunity. I'm not feeling this one that he's hoping for. I feel like it's his alignment is somewhere else. So it looks like it's about 3 weeks out before the finalization of everything for him. Okay. But I do see it happening pretty quickly, so don't panic.
All right, our next question here is from Cynthia Santiago, who donated yesterday.
Perfect.
And her question is, baby energy, baby soon? Thank you.
Oh, yeah. If you're not pregnant within the next 2 months, I'd be very surprised. So I heard right away, if there's a baby floating around you, it feels like a little boy. So it's going to be a little boy, and definitely it's going to happen right away. Keep me posted.
All right, our next question here is from Marianne, who asks, hi, when will I get a job? Thanks.
Okay, so Marianne, I heard 4 months for you, okay, honey? So just get yourself more exposure, get your resume out there, make sure that you're connected to different platforms to help you find a job, okay? I'm not sure what part of the world you're in, but there are certain websites that will help you, and I feel like that's going to get you where you need to go. You may need to just get involved with some kind of organization that's going to help you out, okay?
All right. Did you want to just go over everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Work,
absolutely. So if you want to have a question today, you just put your question in. We ask you don't spam us, guys, okay? I am prioritizing the donations from yesterday and any donations that I get today. The donations are helping me with publishing my children's book, so that's why we're prioritizing that. I am a self-published author, and this is my first children's book, so I'm very excited and I'm looking for support. And so you can do so through my website, or you can go right through my link tree for the donations. Okay. And we're keeping track of everybody who donates, and we definitely will make sure to let you know that, like do a call out here on the TikTok and everything as well. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Shelby, who donated yesterday.
Perfect.
And her question is, any messages from my grandma, and what are with the crazy dreams?
Okay, so yes, definitely the dreaming for you. You're very psychic, honey, and it seems to be always the way that you get your information, a really strong way for you to get your information. I would keep track of what you're dreaming and see how it correlates with world events as well as personal events, okay? That's what I'm being told to tell you. So it's precog dreaming, basically. That's why they're crazy. And it's a little symbolic, so you're going to have to work through what that symbology means to you specifically, okay? And you will figure it out as you go along. The message that I get, I do feel like you have your grandmother around you, but I also feel a male energy too. So I do feel like you have family that comes and visits you. Your grandma doesn't feel like she's always there. It feels almost like she's there in and out, checks in on you, but she's not like watching over you the way that typically you would have, only because you haven't needed her in that capacity, okay? And so really all I see is I'm checking in. I do make sure she's okay, that kind of thing. She does send you birds, she says, and she leaves feathers for you, okay? So that's how you'll know she's around.
All right, we did just receive a donation from Taikisha Scott, and her question is, do you see me getting a positive pregnancy test next week or the week after?
3 weeks. 3 weeks, very specific. So, and I did forget to tell them that. Put your question in with your donation. It makes it a whole lot faster and a lot easier as well. So thank you for doing that. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is actually from Ilya, who didn't manage to fit her whole question in before.
Okay.
So she said, I couldn't fit the whole question, but will I be pregnant this month? Thank you again.
I'm hearing it's for next month for you, honey. So it's coming up. Okay, so just be patient. It's not very far away. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from... one second. Oh, sorry.
You lost it?
All right, here we go.
Got it. Sorry, guys.
From our top gifter
Thank
on
you,
the
honey.
live at the moment, Cindy, she asks, will I find love soon?
Yeah, August. And I heard it really fast. So I'm giving you that. It's coming up this summer. Yay. Exciting. Get out. If you get invited to things, make sure you go. Okay? Yeah.
All right, and we did just receive a donation from Samantha Torres, who sent her question in, when will I get a job?
So I'm hearing 3 weeks for you, honey. So if you're putting your resume out now, it's happening right away. Make sure that you are definitely available phone wise. Okay. Have your phone on, able and ready. Okay. It's happening right away. Yay. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for the donations too, you guys. It's really helpful.
All right. Our next question here is from Claire, who asks, can you tell me what the connection is between me and Frank? Thank you.
Okay, so you guys have a past life connection, and it feels to me like this is kind of your let's work through and clear the energy lifetime with Frank. That's what I'm hearing, okay? So that being said, it means that you are definitely going to have some up and down turbulence with this friendship, relationship, that kind of thing, okay? So know that this is a soul contract type thing where you're working through stuff with each other, all right? It's definitely a good relationship in the sense that it's going to help you grow, but it feels more along that friendship level, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Amanda K, who says, hi, Rebecca. Timing for a job, committed relationship, and stability. Please, and thank you.
So you're definitely getting the job soon, honey. I'm hearing it's like within the next 2 months for you. The relationship is feeling a little later. It's not something that you're ready for yet. You have some work to do on yourself before you're going to be open and able to have that, and your stability kind of comes in a little later. It feels like more next year for you, okay, honey? All right.
All right. Our next question here is from V Sari. I'm not sure what their first name is, but that's their email.
Okay.
So from V Sari, and their question is, what is coming for me relationship-wise?
Okay, so I got excited right away, energy. So that means some new relationship is coming in. It's very, potentially this is your forever person is what I'm hearing, okay? So if you're in a relationship, it may not be the one. I feel like this new energy is the one for you, okay? So that energy is coming in, and I'm hearing it's around October. So there's going to be a shift in relationships for you. Be ready. That's exciting. It feels good. It feels like this is the person you've been waiting for.
All right. Our next question here is from a donator from yesterday,
Perfect.
Sky, who asks, am I pregnant? Haven't taken a test yet.
I don't see you pregnant yet, honey, but I do see the baby around you, which means you are going to be pregnant within the next week or so. Okay, so you're going to find out soon. Definitely, it's this round. That makes sense.
All right, and we did just receive another donation from Veronica.
Oh, Veronica.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey.
And her question is, why can't I sleep lately? No issues on the trip?
No, honey. There's not going to be any issues on the trip. I feel totally fine about that. There's a lot of crazy energy right now, and especially like yesterday was a full moon. It was a pink moon. It was, crazy stuff going on. There's a lot of solar stuff, and you are very sensitive to that stuff, honey. And I know that already just from the interactions we've had, that you're very sensitive to that stuff. So what I would try is, if you have some amethyst, keep it beside your bed. It'll help kind of calm that a little bit, okay? Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from a donator, Alicia Corkery, who asks, is Alvaro going to be in serious trouble soon?
Oh, yeah. I got poked, so I'm going to say yeah. Definitely, it feels karmic, so it's like about time kind of energy. Sorry. That's how it feels.
All right. Our next question here is from our top gifter on the live, Shima, who asks, will Nick reach out to me for reconciliation? If yes, should I say yes or no to him? Thanks.
So I get that there is going to be, it feels to me like this is on again, off again energy. So it isn't going to work out the way that you want it to, honey. So I'm going to say, don't waste your time. Really, ultimately, it comes down to, it's up to you. But I feel like it's just going to be the same energy over and over and over again. You've grown. Nick has not. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Nasreen, who is also one of our top gifters.
Oh, thank you,
honey. And their question is, will I get my dream job this year? Is it my current position or something better?
Oh, no, I see something better, actually. I definitely see it being, it's going to be different than what you expected, is what I'm hearing. So it's in the same kind of genre of what you're doing, but more. So it looks like you're going to be doing things that aren't necessarily what you thought were part of the job. And that's happening in December is what I'm hearing. So that's going to open up for you this year. So that's exciting. Definitely keep me posted on that, okay?
All right, so we do have some people coming on from yesterday, and they're asking if we've already answered their questions, so just remind them to put their question in.
Just put your question in with your name so that we can find you on the list and make sure that we get your answers there, okay, guys? We haven't answered anybody unless you've asked the question here on the live.
Yeah. Just keep putting it in.
But keep putting it in. If we don't get to it, just put it in again, okay? Because we're going through, I think it was about 30 people, right? Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Emily, who donated yesterday. And her question is, does my guide or dad have any messages for me?
Yeah, so right away I get, honey, we have to express ourselves and don't be quiet about how you feel about things, okay? And that's the first thing that I'm hearing. It's like, you kind of have this fear of speaking your truth or being open about certain things. Like, you're good about some stuff, but it's about your own personal well-being, okay? So what I'm getting told to tell you is stand in your own right and be truthful about things for yourself, okay? So what they mean by that is, if somebody asks you to do something you don't want to do, don't do it, okay? And that's the energy that I'm getting. So this is your year for standing into who and what you are, honey, okay? Oh, thank you.
All right. Our next question here is from Duska Howell, who donated yesterday.
Thank you, Duska.
And her question is, am I meant for someone else? Initials, please.
So I got RJ as the initials. That's the person that is your vibrational match, okay? And I feel like this person is somebody that is in your sphere. So that means that it's either somebody that you know or somebody your friends know. So they're already in your energy field, okay? It feels like you've known them before. And maybe there was like time between, and now you've come back to, or are going to be coming back together.
All right. Our next question here is from one of our top gifters on the live, Batul, who asks, when will I get a job? Any travel?
So the travel, I'm hearing it's not happening until next year for you, mostly just due to circumstances. Oh, thank you, honey. And sorry, what was the other part? A job.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing within the next 2 months for you, honey. So just don't take just anything because you want it to be in alignment. I don't want you to be unhappy where you are. So make sure that you're waiting for the right job to come along.
All right. And just remind people to put their question in if they
Yeah,
donated.
yeah. If you donated yesterday and we didn't get to you, that's the whole reason why we're doing this extra live today. Just put your question in with your name so that we can find you on the list. Okay, guys? And if you want to get a question in today, you can just go in through my link tree to the donate button, and you can donate whatever denomination you want there. And that donation helps with my children's book, The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. And I'm an indie author, which just means that I'm self-published, so I have to come up with the funds myself. The goal is to hit 2,000 sales by June 30th, and we're at 42 or 41 or something like that.
Something like that.
So we're not there yet. So any donation helps, or pre-order your copy. And anybody who pre-orders by June 30th actually gets a special copy. So I will be doing a, what did we call it again? It's a special collector's edition. Thank you. A collector's edition. So it's going to have the gold leaf on the front, and then it's going to be gold leaf paper. So that's only going to be for the people who support early. Yeah.
All right, and we are receiving some more donations here.
Perfect.
So we have one from Susan, one from Ivan Fernandez, one from Melissa Geyer, and another from, there's no name, but WMY Randa.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So put your questions in, guys. If we miss the question, just keep putting the question in, okay?
Mm-hmm. All right. So our next question here is from Susan.
Okay.
And her question is, will I get selected for this internship at Turkey? If yes, when do you see me flying?
4 months, I hear, and yes. Yeah. So there's paperwork involved and all of that, and that's why it's going to be 4 months before it's happening. But I do see it. I see you getting on that plane. So there you go. All right.
All right. 1 second here.
My elbow's really sore. I keep putting my arm on it.
All right, our next question here is from Kat, who donated yesterday, and her question is, will I be in a relationship with Andrew?
So there is a relationship energy, but I feel that there is some resistance on somebody's side, okay? So just take it slow, be patient. I do see that it's going to happen, but it's going to happen a lot slower than you think, okay, honey? All right.
All right. There are some people asking how to donate.
Yeah, so if you just go up into my link tree, you can go through the donate button there and add your question in with your donation. It makes it a lot easier for us to find it. Or you can just go to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com. Also on my website, that's where you can find more information about my children's book. So there's different pledges that you can make and get your copy secured.
All right. Our next question here is from Melissa, who did send a donation.
Yeah.
And her question is, have I conceived this month? Possibility of twins? Will Mark and I have a happy family together?
I don't see twins. However, I do see that there will be a set of twins in your family in the future. You're going to have a total of 3 children is what I'm hearing. So I do feel like you are pregnant right now. So make sure you keep me posted. It feels like you definitely have conceived. Okay.
All right. There are some people asking how much the book is, how much that, all that.
So there's different options. Now, it's all in Canadian because I'm Canadian. So the hardcover is $49 Canadian. You can get 2 soft covers for $40, which is 30% off, and then $29 for the just a plain soft cover.
All right.
All right. There's also other pledges on there that are pretty awesome as well. I'll talk a little bit about it. You can book a reading with me and then get a book as well. And then there is, so my artist that I have hired is a fantastic artist, and he does also do personalized copies where he will take a portrait of your family and put it into the book so that the book is actually personalized to your family. That one's a little bit more expensive because it costs a lot to get him to do that, but it's definitely worth it, I think.
All right. And there are more people coming on from yesterday.
Perfect.
So just remind
absolutely. So if you guys are here from yesterday, just put your name and your question in so that we can find you on the list and make sure that we get you, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Michelle, who did send a donation.
Okay.
And her question is, will we do the construction upgrades on our new home this year?
Yes. Yeah. It does feel like it's happening after the summer, so for whatever reason you guys are waiting until then, maybe there's just you're not around enough. But it feels like it's after the summer, and it feels like it is going into next year. Sorry, it's going to take a little bit of time.
All right. 1 second.
It's okay. I'm just gonna get some more water.
All right. Megan, who donated yesterday, asks, is there someone better for me? Initials, husband is a narcissist.
Oh, yeah. So I'm hearing the name Ryan, and I don't know who Ryan is, but that feels to me like that's where we're heading. Definitely a better thing for you, but you have to work on you, okay? So make sure that before you do anything, work on you, okay? You want to clear that energy so you're not attracting that anymore.
All right, and our next question is from Brianna, who sent a donation yesterday.
Okay.
And she asks, will I marry Dustin, and will we have any children together?
This is definitely your life partner that I got loud and clear, and I hear you're having 2 children in your life. All right? Okay.
All right.
Those were easy.
All right. Our next question here is from Mallory, who sent a donation.
Okay.
And her question is, any messages from my guides?
So, honey, you're very intuitive. I would say even clairaudient, so that means you hear things. You're also very empathic, so they want you working with your gifts. They do send you a lot of signs, a lot of synchronicities, I'm hearing, and just, you know, you're very divinely guided. So start really paying attention and utilizing it in a bigger way, because it's going to really help you in your life and change things dramatically so much for like, just, it's a good thing to do. So they want you listening more and effectively acting on it. Okay. Thank you so much for the heart.
All right. Our next question here is from Benny, who did donate yesterday.
Oh, I did Benny's question already.
Oh, yeah. I see. Okay.
Yeah, Benny, I sent it to you on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our next question here is from Jag Northern, who also donated yesterday. And their question is, will I pass my first check ride in California? Will it be successful?
Yeah, actually. It feels very positive. So, yep. Make sure you keep me posted.
All right. And our next question here is from Farina, who just donated.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Their question is, do me and Musa have a happy future together? Does he want to make things work?
Yeah, so it's a little bit on the shy side. So energetically, I'm not fully there. But yes, it is something that you guys are going to work towards, okay? So just take it slow. Don't be too pushy. Don't be too overbearing energetically when it comes to a commitment to a relationship. Give them time. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Katie Carley, who sent a donation.
Oh, thank you, Katie.
And her question is, am I in the right romantic relationship?
So they say for now. So what they mean by that is, this is a relationship that's going to help open you up. It's also going to help open your eyes. So it's going to help you to gauge what it is you're willing to have in your life and want in your life, and what you're not willing. So this isn't your forever, but it is definitely an important and valuable relationship for you to help you learn. Okay. So, you know, a little bit more time, and then it looks like somebody else is coming into your life. Okay.
All right. Our next question is from Jackie, who sent a donation yesterday.
Okay.
And her question is the person I'm with the one for me, and is the career I'm training for right for me?
Oh, yes. The career is definitely 100% for you. And I do feel like this is a vibrational match for you, but I am cautioned in the fact that you change really quickly, or you grow, you stretch, and you evolve quickly. So this person is your grounding. This is the one that keeps you kind of down to earth and keeps you grounded. So I don't want you to walk away from it when it feels like you're very different people, because this is the person that's supposed to help you with keeping you here. It's the best way to put it, okay? It feels like a good relationship, honey, and it's definitely the right one for you right now, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Jessica, who donated yesterday.
Thank you,
her
Jessica.
question is, when will I be in a committed relationship and get married?
Okay, so I hear that you're going to meet the right person. It's coming up just after the summer, so September, October is what I'm hearing. You have to be open and receptive. What I hear is there's a lot of reservation, or you're not making space, so you're not opening up yourself to that. So we have to shift that a little bit, okay, because there's some fear. And I see that this is going to be something that you're going to be, you know, get more clear on what you're looking for in your partner, okay? What was the other part of her question?
And get married.
Oh, and get married, yeah. So this will be the person that you do obviously have that kind of commitment with. It's just that you have to clear space for them. All right.
All right, and we did receive a number of more donations.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
So I will just read those out
one by one.
Yeah. So we have from Miranda Williams, from Emily Phillips, from Kirsten Smith, from Jada Page.
Probably Jada.
From Gina Macchioni, and from sorry here.
I know you have to go in and out.
Yeah. Christina as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they put questions in with them?
Christina did.
Okay.
Yeah. The others I did not see.
Okay, so just make sure that if we don't see your question, you keep trying to put your question in, okay?
All right. And Christina's question is, when will I meet my forever person?
April is what I heard. Sorry. I know. It's like next year for you, but I heard it pretty clear, so. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Beauty, who is one of our top gifters on the live.
Oh, thank you, Beauty.
And her question is, do you see any pregnancy for me this year? If so, when?
September. Yeah. So, it's not that far away. Far enough, but not that far. All right.
All right. Here's Gina's question. And so Gina asks, will Kathy and I be in a relationship? If so, when? And why is she distant?
Oh, so there's a lot going on Kathy's side is what I'm hearing. It hasn't got anything to do with you, honey. It just is the way that Kathy is dealing with stuff right now. It's like I shut the world out. The relationship feels a little bit complicated, so it doesn't feel like this is going to be a relationship that works out for you, unfortunately. But it's not one that you should just throw away either. So be open and receptive, be supportive as much as you can, but don't sacrifice yourself, okay?
All right. Did you want to go over how to book a reading? And
Yeah, absolutely. So if you do want to book a private session with me, you can do that through my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com. This live and every live afterwards until I get to my goal is to support me with my children's book, The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. So I'm trying to get to 2,000 copies sold by the end of June, and we're at 41, 42, I can't remember exactly, so we're not quite there yet. Anybody that does support does get a collector's edition version of the book, so please help. The collector's edition has the gold leaf on the front and then also gold leaf on the pages as well, so it's a very beautiful copy. The Little Light, A Soul's Journey is what it sounds like. It's the soul coming from the other side to here, what it looks like as we're picking our life and what life is going to be like and what our experiences are going to be like and what it looks like on the other side as well. So I've had some experiences with that as well. All right.
All right.
Okay.
We did receive another donation, one from Mallory Biggs.
Okay. Thank you, Mallory.
Yeah. Another one from Farina Massar. Another one from Jackie Fullhaber. Another one from Angie Pepion.
Perfect. So if you guys are doing donations and thank you, honey. If you can put your question in with your donation, if it doesn't give you that option, that's okay. Just make sure that you are putting your question on the live. If we miss it, just keep putting it on, okay? Just don't spam. Just put it on, give us a few minutes, and then do it again. Yeah.
And another one from Cassandra Vale.
Oh, thank you, Cassandra.
Another from The Happy Healer.
Oh, I love it.
Another from Dara DeMars. Another from Allison Bowser.
Wow.
Amy Henderson. Trisha Getz. And
It's a lot.
That's it so far.
Thank you so much, you guys. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Do we have any of our yesterday lives?
I haven't seen any so far.
Okay, so if you were on yesterday, just make sure you put your name in with the question and let us know that you were on yesterday and you did donate, okay, so that we can find your name on the list. All right.
And if you're finding that I haven't said your name and you've donated, just put your question in and say donated with your name, and I will try and find you.
There you go. That works too.
All right. Our next question here is from Kirsten, who asks, will I have a long-term relationship with Taj? And she donated.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel that this is one that you pulled, so this is a good vibrational match for you, honey. I would consider this like your soulmate for sure. Okay? It's going to be a little tricky in the beginning, but it comes down to communication with you guys. Okay? So make sure that your communication is open with each other. All right?
All right. Our next question here is from... Yes, and if you're finding that I'm skipping over your question for whatever reason, just keep putting it in, okay? Yeah. I'm not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions on there for sure. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from one of our top gifters, Hanan, who asks, am I going to work full-time in NBK Bank and when?
Yeah, and I hear that the paperwork and everything, it's going to be about 3 months before you start there. But yes, I do hear that it's going to happen, okay? So keep me posted.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Emily, who donated, and her question is, what career path should I pursue?
So Emily, right away they show me, okay, so they're showing me the heart chakra, which means that you're doing healing work, but it feels emotional, okay? So you should be doing either nursing or, counseling, anything that has to do with this emotional healing with people, okay? And it doesn't have to be in the standard. You can do alternatives as well. So you can do things like Reiki or that kind of stuff. So anything that helps you with the emotional healing, because you're a healer, honey, and you can feel people like crazy. So that's your gift. That will make you happy. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from... Oh, and there are some people asking, is the PayPal the email in your bio? By the way.
Is the PayPal? Yeah, it should be Rebecca Dragonheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
44.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Our next question here is from Leanne, who sent a donation, and her question is, will Scott and I come back into communication, please, and will it work out?
Yeah, I gotta know. Sorry, honey. It's not a good vibration for you. It's not what you're going backwards, basically, if you do that, okay? So there's somebody else, and I hear the name Mark, so that's an important person coming into your life, okay? All right.
All right. Here we go. From yesterday, Katrina Kelly, who donated 3 times.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And her question is, have I met my forever person, or when will I meet them?
So yes, you have. And here's the thing. It's going to take some work because you're both coming from different places, but it's the right energy for you is what I'm hearing. Okay. So just have patience. Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect, they don't exist. But Mrs. Perfect or Mr. Perfect for you does exist, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from... Oh, we got a thank you so much from Kirsten.
You're welcome, honey.
All right. Our next question here is from Miranda, who sent a donation. And her question is, do you see a healthy pregnancy for me this year, and when?
6 months is what I'm hearing. And yes, it's definitely going to be. So make sure you're taking extra care of yourself. Don't overexert yourself and don't push yourself like you do. Okay. So just gentle. Be gentle with yourself. All right. Thank you for the flower, honey.
All right.
Okay.
Our next question here is from Lanice, who donated. And her question is, what does my future hold? Any positive news to share?
So you have some big changes coming up in 2023. 2022 feels like you're like sowing the seeds. You're preparing yourself for this. I see a big move for you, and I see a lot of change happening for you in 2023. It looks like there's going to be a new relationship as well, honey. So if you're in a relationship, I don't know why, but that's what they're telling me. A new relationship is coming in, okay? It's a good year, 2023 for you. Definitely.
All right, and we did receive a donation from Julia, who asks, will I marry the person I'm currently dating?
Yes, yeah. I got that right away, so yay. Make sure you keep me posted when that happens.
All right. Our next question here is from... Sorry, it goes so fast.
I know it does, and you're trying to find questions, so it makes it a little tougher, right?
All right. From Susan, who donated 2 times yesterday.
Oh, thank you, Susan.
And her question is, when will they give me the result of my selection for this internship?
Okay, so I'm hearing it's in 2 months, so it's not happening fast enough. All right, so sorry. 2 months. Keep me posted. Oh, thanks, guys.
All right. Our next question here is from Trish, who donated, and her question is, has my dog Stella been in my life before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It feels like from your younger years is what I'm hearing. So this is like the reincarnation. That's how it feels for sure. The personality seems similar to another one that you've had. So yeah, that's cool. All right.
All right.
How's it coming?
Could you just remind people not to spam?
Yeah, don't spam, guys, because we're trying to hit all of the people who've donated from yesterday and the ones that are donating today, okay? So just put your question in. If you have donated, we will look for you, okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks, Sunny.
Our next question here is from Davina, who sent a donation, and her question is Sean going to be the father of my child? Any gifts?
Yeah, so I do see that happening. I see you having 2, so just be ready for that. And I do feel like you're very empathic, honey, so you want to work with that gift, and you have to make sure you clear yourself at the end of your day, every day, okay? So look into what it means to be an effective empath so that it's not overwhelming and not making you tired, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Natalia, who sent a donation, and her question is, will my ex-fiance get back together? Do you know when?
So it does look like you guys are going to. I'm hearing about 7 months before there's like a coming together. Just take it slow and be more open this time, okay? Don't let fear get in the way, and don't let the past hold you guys back, okay? I feel like a second chance is something that you guys can definitely work through here, okay?
All right, our next question here is from April, who donated yesterday. April Picard.
Oh, April.
And their question is, any messages for me from loved ones?
So there is a younger woman with you. She feels like she's probably in her 30s. Very like musical, very joyous, very like literally feels like she's singing in your space, okay? And I feel like this is somebody who feels like family but isn't family, which means then it's like a friend or somebody who's really close to you that has crossed over in your space. She's taller, has long straight hair, light straight hair, and she's just very whimsical and very I don't know, poetic. She's just musy in the way that she is. And what I get from her is like, enjoy your life, enjoy that, be passionate about life, because life is short, okay? And that's the message that I'm getting from her. So that's what I get for you, honey. Enjoy your life, don't take it seriously, and you know, it's like that stop and smell the roses type of energy around you right now. All right.
Our next question here is from
I know, it's hard to find them.
All right, it's from Precious, who donated, and I see that here, Precious
Thank
Wilson.
You, Precious.
And her question is, will me and Malcolm get back together? If so, when?
So I feel like there's going to be, you know, this attempt to get back together, but somebody else is going to come into your life. So I'm hearing within the next 4 months that you're going to have a new energy coming into your life, and it's going to be kind of too late from Malcolm, basically. So somebody new is coming in, honey. Sorry.
All right. Our next question here is from one of our top gifters, Alicia, who also sent a donation. And her question is, will I have a long-term relationship soon?
Yeah, so I'm hearing it's not until earlier next year for you. You have to be ready for it. What I'm hearing is there's a lot of reservations around changing your life for somebody. I know that there's part of you that wants it, and then there's part of you that's like, not against it, but not in alignment with it. So open yourself up, create the space. It's going to happen, but I hear early next year for you, okay?
All right. And could you just remind people not to spam, especially if they've already had their questions answered?
Yes, please, no spamming, guys. And yes, especially if we've already answered one of your questions, okay? Because we do have to get through the list, and there's a few people who are donating now, so. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Angie, who asks, I have a gut feeling about my significant other. Am I right?
I'm hearing no. So, no, honey. I'm trying really hard to hear what you're hearing, but no, it's not what you're thinking at all. Okay?
All right.
Thank you, honey.
Our next question here is from Lena Pilgrim, who sent a donation via PayPal.
Oh, thank you.
And she asks, clarity through my divorce and 25-year career ending?
Oh, wow. a lot is being lifted off of your shoulders, I'm going to say. Definitely it's going to be a good thing, honey, even though it feels like it's a lot of change all at once. This is changing you in a very beautiful way. So you get to express yourself now the way that you really want to, and you get to find yourself again. And that's what I'm feeling is happening for you. So it feels beautiful, honey. And I don't want you to be afraid, because over the next 2 years for you, you're going to have some really amazing people come into your life that really match your vibration and you're going to have so much fun and so much joy, and no more having to deal with the heaviness of life. Okay. So let it go. It's a good thing. All right. Oh, all right. Thank you, honey.
Then that was who you just answered for. Our next question here is from Jada, who sent the donation. Mm-hmm. And her question is, will my husband and I get back together? If so, when?
So it looks like this is an on again, off again type of situation too, honey. And I would caution you, because you are very I want to make it work, and it doesn't feel like that is reciprocated. Okay. So just be very careful that you don't get yourself hurt is how I feel. Intentions on your side are wholesome and honest. It doesn't feel like that's the case with your ex. Okay. So I would caution you. All right.
Mm-hmm. And just remind people to put their questions in.
If you guys haven't gotten your question answered, just make sure you just put it in again, because the screen goes up really fast.
Especially when people are spamming.
Yeah. So if you donated, just say, I donated and here's my question. Okay. And what your name is, so that we can just verify that you're a donator. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Our next question here is from...
Oh, thanks, guys.
Is from Annie,
there you go.
Who sent a donation. And her question is, hi, Rebecca, will my family buy our own home, and what's the initials of my life partner?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got a T. It might even be Tom or Tommy, something like that, or Timothy. It's a T. That's what I'm getting. I'm hearing 2 years before you secure yourself a home, okay? So it's going to be a little bit.
All right. Sorry, it takes a moment to...
That's all right. No worries.
Very fast.
I know. I'll take this opportunity to talk about The Little Light. So I am an indie author, which means that I'm self-publishing. This is my first children's book, The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. As you can see here, it's book 1. So it's part of a series of books. They're spiritual books for kids. Growing up for me, I didn't have a lot of support. There wasn't a lot of curriculum out there. I am pre-internet, so there was not a lot of support. Let me just say it that way. And I wrote this book. I actually channeled it over 20 years ago, but I wasn't ready to let it come out of the world until now. So I wrote it for kids that are very open, and anybody who's had children knows how sensitive and aware and awake they are now. And I wanted to give them a tool to help them understand about themselves, the soul, and where we come from, and what this experience is all about. So that is what The Little Light is all about. If that is something that you think would interest either yourself or somebody in your family, please go check out my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, under The Little Light, and take a look and pre-order yourself a copy. Our goal is to hit 2,000 sales by the end of June, and we're only at about 41 or 42. I can't remember exactly. So we're looking for support in the pre-ordering of it. All right. Anybody who does early support gets a collector's edition, which will have the gold leaf like this, and then the paper will also be gold leaf as well.
And I would also go over email questions, readings, and
yes,
live.
So you can also book a session with me one-on-one through my email as well. So I do private readings. You can do email reading, which is just one question, or you can join my members live, which is similar to this, only we do it via Zoom. So I get to see your face, you get to see my face, and we get to actually interact with each other. That is done at the end of every month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, always the last day of the month. So if that's something that you're interested in joining, it is a monthly subscription, okay? And I only take a few people so that I can guarantee everybody gets their questions answered on that live. All right.
We did receive a lot more donations here. So not in any particular order. Jeannie Warren, Christina Kama, Leslie Hacker again, Lenise Esther Fusen, Precious Wilson, Michelle McEwen, Stephanie Rivera, Alondra Rios, Julia Schechter, Selena Saddleback, Tiffany Cancino, Taryn, I don't see your last name here, Kirsten Smith, who we answered her question, Catherine Dreyer, Ellie Summers, and even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You got some questions there?
Yes. Stephanie Marie, who I just read the question. Her question is my partner my forever person?
Oh, yeah. Definitely this is the right vibration for you, honey, and some really good things happening for you over the next 5 years. So, yay. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Rosanna, who sent a donation, and her question is, will Diego come back into my life again?
No. This isn't somebody who's meant for you, okay? I do see there's like a Rodney or Rod or something to that effect that's coming into your life that is who is your next relationship, okay, honey?
All right. 1 second here. Our next question is from Catherine, who did send a donation.
Okay.
Oh, also, I just wanted to say, if you sent your donation yesterday, please say donated yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of just donated.
Yeah, that way she finds your name.
All right. So from Catherine, she asks, do my spirit guides have a message for me?
So they're showing me that you are an overthinker, honey, which means you spend a lot of time thinking about the future, thinking about the past, not really in the now. So they're showing me you journaling, writing, and that kind of thing. That's how you're going to release that out of your head, okay, and get some clarity. And it's really important that you start writing things down so that you can clear that energy out. Otherwise, it's just consuming for you, okay? And that's what they show me right away for you. All right?
All right. Our next question here is from Colleen, who did send a donation. I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday, but she says donated. And her question is, am I going to get married again? If so, when? And when will I meet the person, new love?
So I'm hearing for you, you will get married again, but it's not until 2024 is what I'm hearing, okay? And it looks like the person's coming into your life next year, early next year for you, okay, honey?
All right. Our next question here is from, sorry, I lost it.
Okay. Oh, did it move? Yeah. It's not fun when it refreshes.
Grace, who donated yesterday.
Oh, perfect.
I believe that's Grace Lamas. I'm not sure. And her question is, will I get a raise this year at my current job?
Yeah, 6 months from now, though, is what I'm hearing, okay? So it will happen, but it's not happening right away.
All right. Our next question here is from. 1 second. Sorry.
That's okay. I know it's hard when they're moving and you're looking for specifics.
Yes. Okay. Here, I think. Here we go. Okay. From Sam, who donated yesterday.
Okay.
She asks, does Brayden have true love for me? Will we get engaged and buy a home together? Another kid? Work?
Yeah, it's definitely, there's feelings there, honey. I do feel like you are going to have another child come into your life. The marriage thing, it feels almost like you guys are common law more so than getting married. So there might be some fear around that commitment, or like some people have this, like, I don't think that we need to get married. It's just a piece of paper kind of energy. That's how it feels. All right.
All right, and I do see some people just spamming donated yesterday, but
please
put your question in too.
So if you donated yesterday, say donated yesterday, put your name and your question in with it, okay? Just so that we can find you on the page. Yeah. Just makes it easier. We have a list, so we're going through it. Thanks, guys.
All right. Our next question here is from Taryn, who asks, will Joe and I get into a committed relationship? If so, will we have children?
So it looks like there is this potential for it, but there's some fear on their side, okay? So just you kind of have to take the reins on this one, meaning you got to take the lead, be more forward about it, not pushy, but, let's go for a coffee. Hey, you want to go to see a movie, go to dinner, blah, 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 whatever. I do see there will be children in the future for you, for sure, okay?
All right, and our next question here is from Julia, who donated again, it says.
Oh, thank you,
and her question is, how long until I marry the person I'm currently dating?
Marry or get engaged. So I'm going to say the engagement is in 7 months. And then it looks like it's like 2 years after that for marriage. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from one of our top gifters on the live, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
Who asks, did my grandma visit last night? Do you know how?
So you get a lot of dream times with your grandmother is what I'm hearing. She sends you birds a lot, like a lot of birds. It's not just one bird. It's like plenty of birds. And she does leave you coins and she leaves you feathers. So she's very old school in the way that she communicates with you. She also does say that she affects the electricity in the house. So she'll mess with like phones, computers, static, that kind of stuff. And that's her way of communicating, but she dream times with you more than anything. So I'd keep a record of your dreams for sure. And yes, it was definitely her. And she hears you when you talk to her, by the way.
All right. Our next question here is from Amanda, who donated yesterday.
Thank you, Amanda.
And her question is, will my family and I build our home, and when?
2024, and yes. So it is going to happen. It takes a bit of time, I think. That's probably why it's 2024. All right.
All right. Here we go. From Tamikia, who donated yesterday again.
Okay.
And her question is, what will my soulmate's name be, and when will I meet them?
So I heard Roger, and I feel like it's later next year, not this year. Okay. Don't get caught up on the name, though, I'm hearing. So it's not a big deal, but that name isn't significant. Okay?
All right, and we do have another question from Olivia, who donated yesterday.
Okay.
Her question is, will my shins heal soon?
Yeah, so I'm hearing you should go and get your system checked, honey, because I feel like you're either low in iron, you have some issues. I would get your blood work done and see where your hormonal levels are and what you're low in, because it feels like your system is not as healthy as it could be. Okay? And that will help you a lot. Amethyst helps too. Okay?
All right. Our next question here is from I see. The Happy Healer, who did send a donation.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yes. And her question is, do you see when my person is coming in? Thank you.
Yeah, 4 months is what I heard. So we're in June, July, August, September, October. So this year, you're ready. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of healing. You've done a lot of self-clearing. And you're ready, honey. So just let them in. That's the best way to say it.
All right. Our next question here is from Brittany, who donated just now.
Perfect.
Her question is, will I conceive our rainbow baby this month?
I'm hearing August for you, okay, honey? So for whatever reason, it's timing, basically. It's when the birthday needs to be. So I'm hearing August, okay? The energy is already around you. I see the baby there. It's coming in. Don't stress. Don't panic. But I'm hearing August for you, okay? Keep me posted, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Janessa, who donated, and her question is, will I get the apartment for my daughter's disability soon? When?
Yeah, I'm hearing it's happening this year. It feels like it's about 4 months from now, okay? So it does feel like it's kind of an off, so it's like halfway through the month for some reason, but that's what I'm hearing, 4 months from now. All right?
All right. Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you, honey.
All right. Our next question here is from Gina K, who donated today and was on yesterday, I believe, as well.
Okay, perfect.
And her question is my uncle regretful on how he passed? Does he have any messages?
So he's, yes, embarrassed is what I get almost. But it's kind of a non-issue, okay? So I'm seeing a dog with him. I don't know what that is all about, but I guess that's just his way of validating. It doesn't really matter because I'm gone, kind of thing. And he's doing fine, honey. You don't have to worry. I do feel like he visits a lot of people. You guys talk about him a lot, and a lot in the family is what I'm hearing, because I'm getting the validation. So he visits you guys a lot. When you talk about spirit, when we talk about our family and our loved ones who've crossed over, they always come in. So that's what I'm hearing is happening, is like you guys talk about it. It's almost kind of gossipy in a way, so don't do that, because it's, not fun for him to pop in and hear that. But, that's the energy of it. But he's fine. He's definitely moved on and kind of let it go. It's a non-issue at this point.
All right. Our next question here is from... I see.
There's no name?
No, there's a name, but she said that her question was here, but it's not here.
Oh, no.
So that's for Hannah Miote. I see you're spamming the donated today on PayPal and your question's there, but it is not. So please
just
put it in.
put your question here, honey, and we'll answer it on here, okay?
All right. Our next question here then is from Cindy J, who donated on PayPal. And her question is, will Doug and I be in a relationship?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There is a lot of energy around it, and it looks like it's meant for you. So absolutely, it feels positive too. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Jamie, who says, donated today on PayPal, and I do remember reading that.
Yep.
And she asks, when will I meet my forever? Name and what gifts should I focus on?
So I hear the name Stefan, something to that effect. Steph. That's what I'm hearing. And I hear that it's happening this year. So it is definitely happening. It feels late fall for you. Okay, honey? All right.
All right. And we do have some more people coming on from yesterday. So please
perfect.
Just put your question.
Yeah, absolutely. If you were on yesterday and you donated, just give us your name. Say that you donated yesterday so that we can find you on the list, and make sure to put your question in with it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Daisha, who just donated, and her question is, should I major in neuroscience? Will I be successful?
Yeah, and it's funny. I see you actually working in a lab or some kind of place where you're doing tests or studies. So it's absolutely where you're supposed to be. Okay. So you got the brain for it. No pun intended. Neuroscience, get it?
All right, our next question
I'm the only
here...
one who thought that was funny, I guess.
Our next question here is from Tammy, who donated today, and she asks, what is coming in love?
So for you, honey, I'm hearing that it's next year more so than this year. Sorry, you have to make room, you have to make space, you have to clear out old baggage is what I'm hearing. So get into a meditative state, clear it out. And I do hear that, by spring of next year, you'll have your forever person coming into your life, but you have to be ready for it. So you have to do the work. Okay.
All right. Our next question here. Sorry, there's a lot.
Are you making heads and tails of what you're doing here?
All right. Our next question here is from Jessica, who just donated on PayPal, and she's been on lots of lives.
Thank you, Jessica.
Her question is, when will John and I reconcile our marriage?
So it looks like you guys are going to be doing that over the summer. Take it slow, okay? Don't rush into it. Don't try to go back to the way things were before. Start again, okay? This is key to it being successful this time. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And just to call out Petra Saldana, I see that you're donated yesterday. Please put your question in now. Yeah. Because I see that you donated, but I can't read your question.
Yeah, we need your question. So just send your question in and say your name.
All right,
honey.
Our next question here is from Ray, who donated, and her question is, will S ever commit to me, and will I ever hear from Augustine in this lifetime?
So, yes, there will be commitment. I hear no for the Augustine. Sorry, honey. Yeah. But you definitely will get the commitment. All right.
Our next question here is from Cassandra, who sent a donation today.
Perfect.
And her question is, if I protect against my mom, will a move happen in 2022?
Yeah, honey. I mean, you have to do what you have to do. So, yeah. All right.
All right. Mm-hmm. Our next question here is from Hannah, who put her question in.
Thank you, Hannah.
And she donated.
Yep.
And her question is, any romantic relationship coming in for me? When? Anything I should know about it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I hear June, but I'm not sure if it's June this June or if it's June next year. But I'm hearing June. Definitely get yourself out there, be around people. That's the most important thing. And I do feel like you're going to meet this person through other people. So get out. Literally. All right.
Our next question here is from... One second.
You almost have that list full. It's
done. I'm trying.
Almost done.
It looks fuller than it is.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Chad, who donated today, and his question is, will I meet my person this year?
December, yeah. So you're going to meet them. It looks like it's kind of an intimate setting. So it might be a restaurant or like a lounge, not a bar, but a lounge is what I'm seeing. But yeah, there you go.
All right. And there are some people asking how to donate.
Yeah. So if you just go up into my link tree, you can hit the donate button, or you can just head to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and do it there.
All right.
All right.
And it is for
support in my children's book, The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. So we're raising funds because I am an indie author, which just means that I'm self-publishing. So I don't have a publishing company behind me helping me. And so I do have to have the funds up front. We're trying to get to 2,000 sales by the end of June, and we're at about 41, 42. I don't remember the exact number. Anybody that supports early gets a special edition. So you'll get one that is gold leafed. And then the pages will also be gold leafed as well.
All right. Our next question here is from Donna Dancer, who did send a donation.
Thank you, Donna.
And her question is, will my new business be successful? Should Charlie be involved?
No for Charlie. I heard that fast, so I'm going to say no. But yes, it is going to be successful. Get yourself out there, honey. You have to exposure. So social media like crazy. All right. But yeah, it's going to be successful. It takes for you, it's going to be about 1.5 years before you see some positive revenue, basically. Okay. So be patient.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Petra Saldana.
Perfect. Yeah. You asked her to put it on there.
Yes. And her question is, any messages from my spirit guide or loved ones? What kind of new business should I open?
So definitely it should be spiritually oriented is what I'm hearing, because you are moving into that alignment and that vibration. You are a healer. So anything that has to do with healing, it could be crystals, it could be, anything that's going to promote healing in people, but energetically speaking is what I'm hearing. And I hear that you are very clairvoyant and very clairaudient. So you see things and you hear things. So trust it. Okay. You have the ability to be a reader and a seer if you wanted to. You just have to hone your skills. But that's definitely what they want for you. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Courtney, who donated today.
Thank you, Courtney.
And her question is, anything from my papa?
Okay. So jolly, happy, very energized person is what I'm seeing. And it definitely brings joy and happiness into this space. I don't know if he had a motorcycle, but he's showing me a motorcycle, and that's usually their way of validating themselves. It's like a old style, I don't know how to explain it. I guess like what's that brand? Harley. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like the old Harley. It's all silver and chromey looking. I don't know. I don't know anything about motorcycles, sorry, but that's what he's showing me. So I don't know if that's an interest of his, but he's very joyous in the space, very happy guy, and definitely comes around with that energy about him. And so it's all about this joy and happiness, and very community oriented. So just remember that that's the person that he is, and that's the energy he brings to you. Okay, so there you go.
All right. Our next question here is from Barbara, who did donate yesterday.
Thank you, Barbara.
And her question is, am I close to meeting my life partner?
September is what I hear. So yes. Yeah. You're ready now. You had a lot of work to do. You had a lot of clearing to get done. And you're ready now. So this person's coming into your life.
All right.
All right. What?
Just someone said country hat.
Country hat?
For your spirit that you're just channeling.
Oh.
All right. Our next question here is from Greta, who donated today, and her question is, will Paul and I reconcile soon and eventually marry?
I hear a different person. So I'm hearing the name Aaron. This is somebody who's coming into your life. I'm sorry. The reconciliation won't work. Sorry, honey. Okay.
All right. Maybe just go over the email questions and numbers
sure.
live and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can book a session with me. You can just go to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, to take a look at all the different things that I offer. I do have email questions, so you can purchase an email question. I answer those within 24 hours of receiving the question, obviously. Also, I do a members live once a month at the end of each month. So the last day of the month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is a small group of people so that I can guarantee everybody gets their questions answered on that live, and we do it over Zoom. So it's a little bit more personal, a lot more fun, because we get to talk to each other, and I kind of like that. I get to know you guys, you get to know me a little bit more. So it is a subscription. You can cancel at any time, but that's how that works. And then if you want to book a reading, it's also on my page, and you can take a look at some of the testimonials that I have over there as well. All right. And then also, don't forget to support me with my children's book. So support can look like many things. So donation, pre-ordering the book, sharing the video with, anybody that you think might be interested in The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. And, all support is definitely wanted, needed, and accepted. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Dia, who sent a donation.
Okay.
And her question is, will my husband and I get back together? If so, when?
Yeah, it looks like you guys are going to be able to work things out. I'm hearing October, so it's slow going. Baby steps is what I'm being told. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Our next question here is from Shivani, who says, hi, donated today. Any serious relationship coming in for me, please?
Yeah, I feel like for you, it's around November that there's going to be a relationship that's long-lasting. It's not your forever relationship, but it's definitely a longer-lasting relationship. And then your forever relationship, it sounds like it's coming in like 2026. So it's still a ways away. This next relationship that you're going to be in is going to open you up and shift you in a way that you need to be shifted before you get into your forever relationship, is what I'm hearing. Okay.
All right. Sorry, I'm looking through our donations here because some people have attached their questions.
Perfect.
All right, our next question here is from Emily, who sent $5 and said, hi, Rebecca. Sorry I couldn't donate more today.
Okay, honey. Every little bit helps.
Yeah. Can you please tell me what career path I should pursue? I feel torn between stability and interests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. So unfortunately, honey, right now it looks like you're stuck kind of doing the mundane normal stuff, but I do see you going back to school. I see you specializing. It feels almost like we're doing holistics. So whether that's natural path or something to that effect, I feel like holistics is where you should head. Okay, but you need to go back to school for that. So it looks like you're going to be doing the mundane work for now until that's all settled. But I see you going back to school for that. Okay, and it feels like you're going to be doing that for about 2 years, and then you're going to be opening up your own space, is what I hear. Okay.
All right, and I do see some people here seem to have missed their question. They might have been just typing or not had their sound on all the way, but just say the lives will be on YouTube.
Yeah, so I always put my live on YouTube. So do you know the names of the people?
Yes. Yeah. So Petra Saldana.
Yeah, we did your question already.
Kirsten, we did answer her question.
Yeah.
And there were a couple others, but I lost their names, so I will just read them out if I see them again.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, and someone asked how to purchase a book.
Yeah, so you can go up right into my link tree under the little light, and you can pre-order the book there. There's 3 different options. I highly suggest the hardcover because it's going to be that much more beautiful, but there's 3 different options there for you.
All right. Our next question... Yes, we are trying to do the donated questions from yesterday first.
Yes,
please put your question in if you did.
Yeah, if you donated yesterday, tell us you donated yesterday and put your question in with your name as well so that we can find you on the list. We're almost on our list, so you're the last of the few there.
Yes. And I believe her name was Christine.
That's okay.
Yeah, Christine.
Yeah.
And I see your name here, so just put your question in.
That's right. Yeah, perfect.
All right. Our next question here is from Vicky, who asks, will this relationship with Joe become serious? And she did send a donation as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be stable and serious. Definitely take things slow. I'm going to say you're a lot more ready than Joe is. But definitely it's going to work out. All right?
All right. Yeah, so again, if you donated yesterday, just Please put your question in. Don't
Yeah.
spam I donated yesterday.
Yeah,
I can't
'cause
read
we
your
don't know
question
your
that
question.
way.
Yeah, so just put your donated yesterday, put your name and your question in, because we don't know what your question is with donated yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's important that you put that in there with us.
Yeah. And
for-
someone
for
asked
us.
how to book a reading and how to donate.
Yeah, so you just go to my website, or you can go right up into my link tree. My website is www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and all of my stuff is in my link tree as well at the top of my TikTok account. I almost said Instagram. We're not on Instagram. I am on Instagram, but that's not what we're on right now. I'm also on YouTube too.
All right. Our next question here is from Flora, who sent a donation yesterday.
Thank you, Flora.
And her question is, will my ex reach out to me?
Yeah, but I almost feel like you should shut the door. So they're literally showing me you shutting a door. So you need to rethink where your energy is going there, because you have a better relationship coming into your life that is going to be exactly what you've asked for. Okay. And I feel that coming in like this summer. So I wouldn't waste my energy and efforts on my ex, especially in your case. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from, and we did receive a lot more of these donations.
Hey.
So much so that my computer's freezing.
Oh no. Is it low or is it good?
No, it just keeps coming in so fast.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
This is fun though.
It's very generous.
It's definitely.
It's
thank you so much,
amazing,
you guys. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate the support for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's almost like you're gonna have to do these over and over and over again. Eh?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Tiffany C, who did send a donation.
Mm-hmm.
And her question is, will I conceive this month? Any messages from my loved ones? Dreams, frogs.
So frogs are very, very abundant. It's a good dream. I'm hearing pregnancy for next month for you, honey. And don't stress and worry so much. That's the message that I keep hearing for you. So don't overly, you put a lot of pressure and an expectation on yourself. Don't do that. Let it go. Let it go. Because life is not meant to be stressful and hard. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Our next question here.
Oh, thank you, honey.
And again, just remind people not to spam.
Yeah, please don't spam, guys, because we got a lot of things to go through here. It's really difficult to keep track. Thank you, guys. All right.
All right. And Flora, I'm not sure if you heard us, but we did just answer your question. So
yeah, so it will be on YouTube. Okay, I will upload it up to YouTube so you can listen to your question again. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from D, who asks, "Does he love me? When will Shane and I fully move forward romantically?"
So love is building. I'm gonna say there are feelings. I don't know that Shane is very good at love, to be perfectly honest, but I do feel October for you guys moving forward more seriously, okay? All right. Easy peasy. How many do you have left from yesterday? Roughly.
About 20-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
Some might not be on. I know I did get a couple of messages of people who said that they were working, so...
Mm-hmm. All right. Our next question here is from Diana, who said, "You said I'll get engaged in the winter, but my man is in Jordan. Will I go in the winter?"
Yeah. Why not? That's the best time to go, isn't it?
All right.
Right?
Our next question here is from Joy, who did send a donation. And
Thank
her
you, Joy.
question is, will Cody and I be in a romantic relationship?
You will eventually, is what I'm hearing. For whatever reason, it's going way slower than it needs to be perfectly honest. So I'm not sure why there's hesitation on Cody's side, but definitely I do see that happening for you, okay, honey? So just be patient. All right?
All right. Our next question here is from Pamela, who did send a donation.
Thank you, Pamela.
Her question is, will Eddie and I be happy and prosperous in PA? Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. You guys have a lot of light around you and a lot of protection and a lot of guidance. So you're going to be fine. You're going to find a lot of joy. The next couple of years for you guys is pretty amazing, is what I'm hearing. So keep me posted on that.
Our next question here is a very generous donation from T.S. Aguilar. I'm not sure what your first name is, but
Okay.
if your last name is Aguilar. And she sent $20.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So their question is, my son passed away 8 months ago. Anything from him, and will my health get better soon?
So your health is definitely due to your sleeping, and you're not happy right now, honey, and that's a lot of what's going on for you too. Okay, so getting the rest is important, taking the time to sleep. I know it's like you sleep a lot, but then you're not sleeping good, right? You're not sleeping properly. So I like crystals. They help a lot. I hear with you selenite and amethyst. Selenite is white crystal or clear, and then amethyst, which is, you know, this guy. These will help you. Okay, your son comes through, and I don't know, like I'm hearing a lot of music, so there's like a lot of like really loud music is what I'm hearing. So it's like drums and banging, and just it's really loud music is what I get from him. So I just want you to know that the noise that you're hearing is coming from him, is what I am being told to tell you. Also, I mess with your phone and I move things around on you, so I hide things on you. So anytime that you put something down, you're not going crazy. He literally moves things around in your space, is what I'm hearing. So that's just his way of letting you know I'm still around, but he's really loud. Like there's a lot of noise, and that's the thing that he really wants me to stress to you, and that's just their way of validating. So whatever the noise is about, that's his way of validating that it's him, okay?
All right. And I will say, Christine Kama also sent a donation, but she's also gifting on the live, so thank you so
honey.
much there.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Michelle McEwen.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's very much appreciated.
Yes. All right. Our next question here is from Mallory, who asks, can you tell me how Marley is? And she sent a $5 donation.
So definitely I'm hearing in a better place. I'm good. I feel good. I feel relieved, and better. So things, yeah, my candle just went crazy. Mm-hmm. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. That's a validation in my eyes when I see that, because there's no reason for it to do that. So I'm in a better place. I feel better. I feel good, and you don't have to stress and worry about me. That's the message that I hear there. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from AJ, who did send a donation.
Thanks,
and their
AJ.
question is, I had a dream about the man that I'm in love with. Will that happen, and is he my person?
Okay, so it feels like either there's in a relationship or there's somebody else involved in their life right now. So at this point, this isn't the one for you right now, but I do feel like it is going to be something that happens for you. So it's down the line though. It's not happening, you know, it feels like they are otherwise in a relationship right now.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question here is from Megan from yesterday, who also sent another $5 donation.
Oh, honey, thank you so much.
And her question is, any messages about love and my new business from the Spirit team?
Mm-hmm. So you're really supported business-wise, honey. I just want you to know that. They don't want you in a relationship yet, so I'm hearing it's not happening until next year for you, because you need to focus your attention. And if you get into a relationship, you are all in, and it will distract you. So they want you focusing. It's going to be very successful, your business, honey. So please keep your attention there. All right. Oh, thank you, honey.
All right. Our next question here is from Veronica, who sent another donation of $10.
Thank you, honey.
And her question is, anything on my marriage? I feel very overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I feel you, honey. And I know that this next couple of months for you are really going to test the waters, is what I'm hearing. So it's definitely going to, this is time for you to take care of you, and time to really go inside and get some meditating on, honey, because it is a difficult situation for sure. And you're a very strong individual, and you have hung it in, but things are shifting, is what I'm hearing. All right.
Okay. Our next question here is from, one second here.
It's all right.
Alondra, who sent another donation, and their question is, what truly happened between Jose and Alexi? Any secret relationship?
I love the way you say it. Intuition, yes. I do feel that there is another energy that was involved. I don't know necessarily that it was a relationship, but it might just have been, you know, somebody in his ear and affecting and tainting what was happening. That's what I hear, more so than it being a relationship. But yeah, this definitely was a third party involved in sabotaging and contaminating is what I hear. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Vicky, who asks, will this relationship with Joe turn serious? And she did send a donation.
I mean, it's already getting there is what I'm hearing. So you guys are already on that path. I would definitely be open and receptive to it being more committal is what I'm hearing. So more of a commitment on both ends. I do see that happening for you, but I feel like it's happening more towards the fall. Okay. So just be patient, honey.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Brittany, who sent a donation, and her question is, should I go back to school for nursing informatics? What do you see coming for my career path?
Yeah, so right away they showed me NICU, so I don't know if you like to work with babies, but in the peds ward is what I'm hearing. So you definitely go into nursing, but it's a little longer than the typical career choice, I guess, but you will do well there, and I think that's why they want you there. So I would do it. You definitely will add a lot. Right?
All right. And there are some people asking, how do you donate, and do you only answer donation questions? If you want to talk about that a little bit.
No, I mean, right now what we're doing is we're trying to raise funds because I'm an indie author, which just means I'm self-publishing my first children's book, which is called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. I do answer other questions, but I do have a lot of donation ones that I have to get through first. So I do want to honor and respect that. But I am looking for support in getting my book out, and we're trying to hit 2,000 sales by the end of June, and we're only at 4142. I can't remember the number right now. So we're looking for support that way. So that's why we're doing it this way.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. And that's not to say that we won't answer.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course I will. You know, especially if they're serious ones that you guys really need help with. So for sure.
All right. And our next question here is from, I remember this from yesterday. I just don't remember what their name was. It might have been Kristen. Remy513, please put your name in if that's you on your email. And they asked, will I have more children? And they were on yesterday.
Yeah, I hear you will. Definitely. And I hear one by next year. So you're getting pregnant next year is what I'm hearing.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from... Sorry, just because we've answered some of them.
I know. And we're getting down on our time, so I'm like, we gotta hurry.
All right. Our next question here is from Tammy, who sent a donation. And her question is, what is coming in love this year?
Okay, so for you, honey, it looks like you're not having your forever relationship till April, okay? So it's in the springtime. But I do see you having relationships in between then. So it looks like you might be seeing some people or just, dabbling a little bit. So your forever person, I feel like, is coming in April, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from J.D. Lewick. So I'm not sure what your first name is there, but your question is Bella happy, and did I make the right decision? Also, I'm trying to buy the book, but it's not charging right. So we will take a look at that after.
Okay.
Just try again.
Try again, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, I can always send you a PayPal invoice as well. So definitely it was the right decision is what I'm hearing, and everything looks like it's being kind of guided that way. So don't feel guilt and don't feel like you didn't do the right thing. It feels right to me. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Jacqueline, who donated, and she asks, is the person I am with my forever person? And any advice? Thank you.
So I definitely hear that this is the person that you put in alignment for yourself for this time. So it does feel like, yes, this is your vibrational match. Now, here's the thing. You change and grow really rapidly, and it doesn't feel like they can keep up. So it might be that you're going to have to figure out how to find some of the things you need in life from other people, not necessarily from your partner, if that makes any sense, okay? Otherwise, you're going to feel very discontent in the relationship if you're expecting your partner to be at that same level with you. They can't, because that's just not who they are. But I do feel like this is a very valuable and important relationship. So I would keep this person around for sure. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Catherine, who donated earlier.
Okay.
And her question is, do I have any gifts?
Yeah, so you're definitely clairvoyant, so that means you see things, you know things, okay? You also feel things, so that shows me you're an empath as well, honey. So I want you to pay attention to what you get when you first meet people and when you're first interacting with people, because that's really important. Your emotions are key to it, so you oh, thank you, honey. So you really need to have your emotions in check, or at least understand how they work, okay? Because I know when that's out of balance, we're not as good at what we could be doing, okay? Learn about being an empath and how to clear that energy. It's really important. All right?
All right. And I do see some people here who said they donated yesterday, but they keep getting skipped, so just put your question in.
Yeah, so if you donated yesterday, say you donated yesterday, put your name in and your question when you're making your comments, just so that we can find you on our list, okay, guys?
Yeah, spamming, I donated,
we won't
doesn't
know.
do any good.
we have no idea what your question is if you donated yesterday, if you don't put it in. So just make sure you put your question in when you say you donated yesterday, okay, guys?
Same with just if you donated in general.
Yes, that too.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Jamie Shields, who sent a donation, and their question is, when will I meet my forever? Name and what gifts should I focus on? Thank you.
So I'm hearing for you, it's later next year. So for whatever reason, it looks like they're not coming into your view or your alignment until then. I'm getting... It starts with an A is what I'm getting, okay? I'm not getting the full name. Sometimes I do, but in this case, they're just showing me an A, okay? I would work on your healing abilities, so go and learn Reiki, because that's what I'm hearing for you. And they're showing me your hands, which just means you're a hands-on healer, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from a donator from yesterday, Nishika Sevesankar.
That's a hard one to say.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's just your username or whatever, but their question is, when will I have a baby?
So I heard 2024. Okay, so not yet.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Selena, who sent a donation.
Thank you, Selena.
Her question is, when and how will I meet my soulmate? Name?
Okay, so it's Brandon, or I think it's Brandon is what I'm hearing, and it looks to me like it's an outdoor venue is what I'm seeing. So it might be a wedding, or it might even just be like it's sunny and you're outside and it's a lot of people is what I'm hearing, okay? And I'm hearing that's going to happen, so it's next year is what I'm hearing for you. Okay.
All right. Our next question here sorry,
I know you're juggling a lot there, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for helping me out.
And please don't get upset if I've said your name because you've donated, because I can't see your question anymore, so just put your question back in.
Just put it in again. Yeah, if we missed your question, guys, we're really trying to get everybody and making sure that we do. And, we'll have a solution at the end, like same as what we did today. We'll just hop back on and I'll email anybody that got missed, okay?
That's right. All right. Our next question here is from Paramedic Michelle, who sent $25.
Oh, wow. Thank you, honey.
And her question is, what gifts will I be using to help others? Will I use the gifts to help find missing people?
Yeah. So, wow. Interesting. Definitely, I hear, so you're very empathic. You could definitely use it to help find people, and also medically as well. So it's if you don't know what a medical intuitive is, basically you can see inside of people, and I'm like that as well. So I would hone that. I would really hone that, because you would be very beneficial and helpful in the medical field with that, okay? I consider you a clairvoyant as well, so you see things, you also hear things. You are open to all of the abilities. I know there's a lot of people who are old school that think that you only have one gift or whatever. I'm not like that at all. I hear it, I smell it, I hear it, see it, I feel it. It's all, and you're the same way, honey. So you're very open. I would work with your guides and listening in more. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Pamela, who donated.
Thank you, Pamela.
And her question is, will I completely heal soon? What are my gifts? Thank you.
Yeah, honey, it looks to me like for you, you have to adjust some of your like meditation, resting, taking care of yourself. Sound therapy is really important with you. You're very empathic as well, which means, you get hit really hard with negative people. So when negative people are around, it really affects you and it causes you to feel not well. So I would wear some tourmaline if I were you. I wear it. This is my tourmaline bracelet. I feel for you though, you should wear it over the heart. So if you can find one that you can wear on a necklace, you need it. You need it because you're very negative energy sensitive. So, and that's specifically just people who are depressed or people who are sickly, that kind of thing. You tend to take on a lot of the symptoms. So that's going to change if you can work through that. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from our top gifter on the live, April McCoy, who says, Am I going to get engaged to the person I'm with? Gift sent.
Yes, I do hear that that's going to happen, and I feel like it's around Christmas time, so it's going to happen soon for you. Keep me posted, okay? My candle just went crazy again. So weird.
All right.
All right, so we are getting closer to the end, so I'm just going to say to anybody who has done a donation and we haven't gotten to you, please, if you can, try to put your I donated yesterday or donated today, put your question in and your name. If we miss you, send me a message on my Instagram would be the easiest way, because then I can connect with you directly and just let me know so I can just verify that you did donate, and then we can answer your questions there, okay?
All right.
Or I can answer your questions there. That's really the way that works. All right?
All right. This will probably be...
Thank you, honey.
We can do 2 more?
Sure, we can do. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I made sure I was fully charged this time so we didn't run out. Did we get at least like most of
them we did, yes.
Okay.
All right. So now's the time to put in your question.
Definitely. If you donated yesterday and you're on this live right now, please put your question in saying you donated yesterday, put your name and put your question in. If we don't get it today, please send it to me on my Instagram, okay?
All right. Let's see here.
Just much easier that way, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Your link tree is the easiest.
Yeah. Through my link tree, you can go right to my Instagram. And I'm the only Rebecca Dragonheart on Instagram, unlike TikTok, where there's like 4 of them now. I've reported them all, but TikTok takes a long time to take them down.
All right. Our next question here is from... I'm just trying to find the ones that I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Our next question here is from Court L, who sent a donation.
Okay.
And her question is, are there any messages for me? I donated.
Yes. Okay, honey. So, one, you're not alone. So I don't want you to get that overwhelmed feeling of loneliness. I hear that you have a difficult time connecting with the people around you. So even if you have people around you, it feels like you feel isolated. Okay, honey? I want you to start tapping in more to your spiritual self, your spirit guides, communicating with them, because it's going to change things for you. Okay? You're also a starseed, which is part of the reason why you feel the way that you do. I want you to Google that and see what that means, because it's a big deal. All right?
All right. Our last question of the day.
All right. Don't panic, guys. You can send me your questions on my Instagram, okay?
All right. Our last question of the day is from Chantel, who donated.
Thank you, Chantel.
And
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. And her question is, does my Nan have a message for me, please?
So, honey, she really enjoys your apartment, your place, your space. That's what she's saying. I enjoy her space. The kitchen specifically, so I don't know what you've done in your kitchen, but she's definitely very much enjoying the space. Very family oriented, and she wants you to be happy and have a family and be in that joyous space as well. Okay, honey? So just know that that's the main thing I get from her. She's not there all the time, but you do have a lot of spirits in your space. So it sounds like she comes in, but also others do as well. So when you feel something, I want you to check in first. Don't just automatically assume it's her, because I do feel like you attract spirits, and it's just because you have a very high vibration and you can feel them, and so they know that you can feel them, so sometimes they are around you. Okay, don't panic and don't be afraid. There's nothing negative in your space, but I definitely do feel like, it's like have a family and grow grow the space, basically. Is the sense I get from her. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
I will say, if you did donate yesterday or today and you were sending a message on Instagram, please put your email and your name in with your question when you send the message.
Definitely. That
just
way
so
I
it's
can.
Easy to verify.
That's right. I need to be able to check and see who everybody is. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for all the support. If you do want to pre-order a copy of The Little Light, A Soul's Journey, it helps me a tremendous amount. I will be back on again, and we're going to do this all over again. If we've missed you today, please go to my Instagram. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me, and then that way we can communicate back and forth. Okay. My website's www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and I appreciate you guys all. Thank you so much. We'll be back on again. Okay. Have a great night.